And you need to be submitting something every day. Now, you might just be submitting a sentence that says, Ms. Laws, I filled out day 2 on the Google Doc that I already shared with you. And that's fine. It doesn't take very long to send me one sentence, does it? So let me show you where we're going with all of this in case you missed it yesterday. So this week is Flex Week. Here we go. Maybe. If you look, we are on Tuesday, May 2nd. You can see it says today is our 8th class spirit day, movie day. And here's our agenda. Here's our math assignment. We went through the lesson yesterday and the math assignment is due today. Today, I'll be meeting with groups 1B and 2B. So the Supergirl readers and the Warlords, the reading Warlords. And it's day 2 of our science project. Let's go back though and look at the agenda. So here's the agenda. It says submit Flex Science Week day 2. Now, if you didn't do yesterday, you're not going to know what that means. So what I would recommend you do is go back to day 1 and look at yesterday. And here's the links to my science fair project ideas and my science Google Doc. Most of you should be past the project idea stage because you did that yesterday. So that was this one. Here were all the project ideas. You'll note that I've added, actually to this document, I've added some links to places where you can get some research. So let's say you're doing the gum experiment. You can click right here and it's going to take you to a site that teaches you the science behind gum. Why is bubblegum sticky? And it has lots of information about gum and the science behind gum. So that's cool. And I did that for most of those first 10. So if you're doing the airplane experiment, where is it? It's number sponges, gum, popcorn, balls. Oh, airplane. Here it is. There's a, actually, if you click this.
Welcome back to Kids Fun Science. My name is.
There's this, but if you look, it's got tons and tons of information. Oh, not this one. I guess that was a different site. Sorry. But this has the airplane experiment on it so you can get some more information. Now, if you're wondering where to find that, again, you can go back to the first day, Monday, yesterday, and click on it here. Or you can go over into the subjects and click on language arts. I know it's science, but I put it in language arts because our flex weeks are usually in there. And click on the modules. And the very first module that pops up is Flex Science Week. So yesterday we talked about the science fair project ideas, and I had you make a copy of my science Google Doc. So you all need to make this. Now, some of you sent me blank Google Docs, and the problem with that is this one has got some guidance as to what you were supposed to be doing. So it will open up, you'll make a copy, and you all need to do this right now if you haven't. A lot of you have already done it, but if you haven't done this, you were supposed to do it yesterday, so do it right now. Go to Language Arts, open up My Science Fair Doc, make a copy, go up here, add your name right up here. Ms. Laws, I've made like 5 of these. Put your name down here. Name your project. If you're doing the airplay one, you could say, that's so fly. Make a fun title. And then yesterday you were supposed to do this. You were supposed to fill out your hypothesis. What do you think is going to happen in your experiment? Tell why. And what I mean here is, what science do you know that makes you think that's going to happen? What do you know about flying? What do you know about gum or stretching or elasticity or balancing or whatever your experiment is? Then you design your experiment. You were supposed to do this yesterday. So in my experiment, I'm isolating the variable of the style of airplane. And I'm going to go through this again, but I have filled this out. In fact, let me go to my copy. So here's the one I filled out with you yesterday. I believe that the airplane with the biggest wing surface will go the farthest. That's my hypothesis. Why? Well, I think this will happen because with a bigger surface area, it'll be able to have more air under it and on top of it to help it fly. I think that air under and over the wings helps a plane to fly. Planes have pretty big wings, so I think it's important. Kites also have big surface area too. This is just my own thinking. I haven't done any research. Now I design my experiment, describe what I will do. I will isolate the variable, the shape of the airplane. I will use the same size paper and throw it the same, but just change how I fold the paper. I don't know how I'm going to fold it yet, so I can't really tell that because I haven't done the research. Here's what I'm going to test or do. Today, I'm going to research some different winning airplane designs and fold my paper into 3 designs. Then, tomorrow probably, I will stand at the same place on the same day and throw each plane 3 times, recording the distance in feet. Here's what I'll measure. So in my case, I'm going to use a tape measure and measure the length of the throw in feet and inches. But we were talking yesterday about how some of you might need an observational rubric. For example, Javen's doing something where he's trying to make really good bubbles. So he needs a way to rate the bubbles he makes. 1 is going to be no bubbles. 2 would be tiny bubbles. 3 would be medium bubbles, or 4 large bubbles, or maybe how many bubbles. But this is called a rubric, and it's to measure it. And then you need to list your materials and your steps. That's what you were supposed to do yesterday. So if you haven't done it yet, you really need to get on that. And then you make sure that you've shared this with me. And then you submit something to day 1 saying you've done that. So if you go back here to subjects, language arts again, and you go into the modules, you'll see that the first thing you did was look at this one to come up with an idea, go to this one and make a copy. And then on day 1, you were supposed to submit a sentence or a copy of this or a link to it so that I could get to this document and take a look at what you're doing. Today is day 2. You're still on the same Google Doc, and you're just going to submit a sentence for day 2 saying that you've filled out day 2. So if you've already shared it, it says here, today we're working on Zoom to help you make a data chart. We'll be doing that this afternoon. You're going to submit a copy of the chart that you make, or a sentence telling me you've completed it and put it on your doc. You're going to design a chart to collect your data, make sure you have a way to measure your experiment, and how will you judge whether you succeed? You have to have some way of saying, yes, I've succeeded, or no, I haven't. And then we're going to do some background research. So this is what we're doing today. You don't have to fill this out separately. You can go back to your Google Doc, and you'll notice that the next thing on the Google Doc is design a chart, do the background research, write a paragraph or 2, and then you just make sure I have the link to this. So that's what we're going to do this afternoon. Any questions about that? I know I went through that kind of fast. Okay, so let me just check in and make sure I've got it right. Javier, you're going to do the popcorn experiment. If I'm wrong, let me know, okay? You guys can unmute. Amadi, you're going to dissolve chocolate. Very cool. Eli, you're doing the airplane experiment. Anna, you've changed. You're doing the airplane experiment. I didn't see your document though, honey. Did you make a copy of that doc yet, Anna? You did? Okay, good. Brianna, I still don't have any information from you. So you're doing the airplane experiment. If you've chosen something else, you can let me know. But at this point, I'm telling you that you're doing the airplane experiment. Bree, you need to go on, make a copy of that doc and fill it out for yesterday, okay? Liam, you're doing your rocket. Amoy, you're doing the airplane experiment. Halame, I don't think is here right now. Hunter, I did not get anything from you telling me what you're doing. So you're doing the airplane experiment. I don't see you right now. Nora's doing the airplane. Jack's doing the airplane. Lauren doing the airplane one. And Lauren, I think you might have sent me a blank doc. Did you make a copy of that doc, Lauren?
Yeah, I haven't sent it yet.
Okay, great. So
I'm gonna share it with you.
Get that copy shared with me. Thank you.
Alrighty.
Christian, you shared your doc, but you didn't have it filled out. So you need to fill everything out on it, okay? You got to fill out your steps that you're doing and your hypothesis, right? Yes? Give me a nod of the head or a thumbs up showing me you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about, but I did do that.
You filled in your steps of what you're going to do? Okay. When I saw it, it didn't have that filled in on the chart. It just had the first part filled in. Luis, you're doing the airplane experiment. Kainoa, I got a doc from you, but it was blank. Are you going to do the airplane one or did you have something else in mind?
I did the airplane one.
Okay, great. So you need to get it filled in, honey. You didn't have it filled in at all. Okay. Javen's doing the dry ice bubbles. Evie's doing gum flavor. Mila, I can't remember what you're doing, Mila.
Could I use
I'm doing the gum experiment.
Oh, that's right, the gum. Are you doing flavor or stretching?
I'm doing flavor and how long the taste lasts.
Okay, great. Megan's doing popcorn, yes or not? Or did you change? Popcorn?
Excuse me.
Just a minute, one more second. Sasha, did you change yours or are you doing the same one that you were doing before, the mold thing?
I'm doing the same one, and we have petri dishes.
Okay, all right, good for you. Okay, that and it looks like they had to heat it up. So if you have a hot pad or a warm room, it might grow faster. And then Amadi, what's your question?
Can I use Google Sheets for the data?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, that's what I usually teach kids to use. And if you already know how to use it, that's cool. Maybe you can teach us.
All right.
We're going to be going through that today, making the chart and everything, okay?
Okay.
Any other questions about this or confusion? Okay, now remember, you don't have anything else to do. And so this is your work for this week. I'm going to tell you right now, I know you're kind of busy for the first hour of the day, but if you are not planning to come to the later lessons, let me tell you what I expect from you today. You need to go onto that form, make sure you filled out day 1, and then you need to go to day 2 and you need to do some research. Now, like I said earlier, I have added some sites that you can go to for research. But if I were doing research on like the paper airplane, science behind why some paper airplanes fly farther. Okay. If you do that, here's aerodynamics explained by the world record paper airplane. So that would be a great video to watch. If you keep going down, there's a bunch of videos. How far will it fly? Explore drag with paper airplanes. Why do some paper airplanes fly farther than others? Paper airplanes, why folds and flaps matter. Here's a whole bunch of information. The science behind paper airplanes. I'm going to read through several of these sites and try to kind of become an expert on what makes a paper airplane fly well. And so all I did was write science behind why, why some paper airplanes fly farther. If you put that in your search engine, you're going to get tons of information. And then I would do this. Award-winning paper airplane designs for distance. Okay, how to fold the world record paper airplane. Okay, so here's one I might want to make. How to make 3 competition-winning paper airplanes that fly. Here's another place. So please, nobody tell me I couldn't find anywhere to learn how to make paper airplanes, right? Now, remember, your paper needs to be the same size for all 3 airplanes. So here are just tons and tons of airplanes. Now, if you use extra stuff, like it looks like this has tape or something, you'd have to put the same tape on the other airplanes somewhere to make them the same weight. But here are also, look at that cool one. Here are all sorts of ways to fold paper airplanes. So for mine, that's what I'm going to research. I would recommend, if you don't come to class this morning, that you go work on that. And then when you fill in this, the design of the chart, I'm going to teach you later, probably at 12:20 is when I'll teach you how to make the chart. And the background research I will do online and write a paragraph or 2. That's not a sentence or 2. This will expand to make it big enough to hold it. But you need to write a paragraph or 2. What do you know about the science behind paper airplanes? Remember that we talked the other day about cutting and pasting? I want you to paraphrase here. I do not want it in, I don't want you to cut and paste, okay? Because I want to see that you understand it. So I want it in your own words, okay? That's all you're doing today, is making a chart to collect your data and doing your background research. Any questions about what you're doing? If you don't know how to make a chart to collect data, you had better come to the 12:20 meeting, because that's when we're going to go over that, or at least watch the video. Okay? That's it. You guys can, I don't know if there are any of you that need to meet together in a breakout room. Nora and Christian, do you guys need to meet? I don't see Nora. Okay, Mila, go ahead.
It's a question about today, the park thing.
Oh, yeah. Good job remembering. Yes. What's your
do my Does my dad, can my dad just drop me off and go back to work, or does he have to stay?
So here's the deal with that. I'm going to be there from 3 to 5, but it's after school hours. We haven't done permission slips, so I am not in charge of you. Okay. I don't even know, are there bathrooms there? Do they have like outhouses? Do you know at Roxbury Park?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So the thing is, if your dad would normally drop you off at a park, I have to leave at 5 o'clock. So if he was late coming back or something, that would be a problem. So that's the thing. If you normally wouldn't be alone in a park with your friends, then I wouldn't suggest you come alone. But if normally you do go hang out in the park near your house or something, we'll definitely be there from 3 to 5. And then at 5 o'clock, I have to leave. Does that answer your question, Mila?
I guess sort of. I'm never really alone when I go to a park. My dad always stays, so I don't know.
Yeah, so I think I would suggest to him that this is not a school day event. This is an after school event. So it'd be nice if like one of your parents stayed so that some more adults were around. Yeah, Vivi.
I will prefer to, can,
You want to talk to me alone after?
can we talk alone after
Yeah,
class?
let's go to a breakout room in a minute. Let me just answer the rest of the questions, then we'll go. Anybody else have a question? So today, yeah, we're doing an informal get together in the park, no agenda, no class. I'm not going to tell you what to do. We're going to meet at the playground and you guys can just be crazy maniacs and have some fun. But like I say, I'm not really in charge. It's just kind of like, let's meet up in a park. So it's up to your family. I know this park is near Kainoa's house, so maybe he walks over there on his own. I'm not sure. Okay. All right. So go do your research on your topic a little bit. If you didn't get yesterday filled in, fill it in and submit it for day 1. And you can get started on day 2, doing some research, watching some videos on your topic and becoming an expert. And then at 10 o'clock, I'll come on and help you with the math lesson if you need any help with that. And then at 12:20, I'll teach you how to make the chart. And at 2 o'clock, we'll do research on paper airplanes and maybe even fold some. Okay, so anybody who didn't give me a topic yet, you're doing paper airplanes. You're going to test 3 different kinds and see which one goes the farthest. Bye for now. And Vivi, let's make a breakout room and go there. Oh, where'd she go? There she is. Okay. Breakout room, create 1, assign manually, create, and then I have to put it
Miss
there.
Laws, I have a question.
Yes.
Where is this park exactly?
Look on our website. I'll show it to you. And you can show it to your parents there. If you go to our website and you go to the home page, and I sent this home to your parents too. Do you see this right here? So
Yeah.
right on the home page, it says Roxbury Park Playground. It's got a link to the website to where it is between 3 and 5. And it says here, since we are not on school property and outside school hours, families are officially in charge of supervising their students in the way you normally would if you went to the park. Which is why I said, Mila, that your parents don't have to be there if normally you're alone at the park, or if they're okay with you being there with the rest of the class. Okay? All right, I gotta go join Vivi. I'll see you guys at 10 o'clock.